Okay, just want to make a quick 2 or 3 minute video on comparing these Bauer tools. I've used them for 3 or 4 weeks now, and compare them to the old Ryobi tools that I have. And there's some things that I wished I had known before I bought this set of Bauer tools. And I mean, they work good. They've been reliable so far. I haven't had any problems. But some of the things, these are pretty new production tools, okay? They just engineered in the past couple of years is my guess. And this is a 12-year-old Ryobi drill. This is an 18-year-old angle grinder. And this one's relatively new. I bought this about a year ago, this brushless Ryobi 1/4 inch impact driver. So let's start with the drills. What I like about the Bauer, feels like it's a little bit more powerful than the Ryobi, but not much. Maybe a tiny bit lighter. It's got a real strong chuck on it, and the bits, drill bits don't loosen up and it stays tight on the bits. So I like that about it. Still 2 speeds. What I don't like about it, or what I wish it had on it, was like this Ryobi has this little magnet tray right here. It sounds dumb, but I use it often where I'm putting in 4 screws and I'm up in the ceiling and I don't have a place to put the screws and I'm putting them in my mouth because I don't have one on this, and I can just set them right here and it'll hold them. Also, there's a bit holder right here. You can put an extra bit here. If you break a bit, you just, okay, throw it down or put it in your pocket, get out the new bit. You don't have to go find another one because you have an extra one right there. And that's not on this Bauer tool either. You'll notice there's a clip here. This drill's about 12 years old. They didn't put clips on everything back then, but they pretty much do now. All the newer drills would have that clip. So I wish the Bauer drill had those simple little things, okay? When we talk about the angle grinders, this one's 18 years old, like I said. It's worked fine. It's still going strong. I still like it. I still use this cutoff wheel. It's not super powerful. This one might be a little bit more powerful than this Ryobi, and you would kind of expect that 20 volts versus 18 volts and older, I guess, maybe a little bit newer technology in the motor here, but they're both brushed motors. So what I don't like about the Bauer is the wrench. There's no place to put it. Okay, and this is relatively new production. This is 18 years old, and look where the wrench goes. I mean, it goes right in the handle. It's always there. If you need to change a wheel, different kind of wheel, or you break a wheel, the wrench is always right there. You don't have to go hunting for it and go in your pile of tools and, oh, is this the right wrench? Is that the right? I don't know. So they both have the arbor locks. There's arbor lock there. There's arbor lock there. So that's pretty standard. You can move the grinder handle to the other side. There's not a mount in the top like there is on this Ryobi where there's 3 mounts. So I do like that about the Ryobi. What I don't like about the Ryobi is you have to hold the switch down to run the grinder all the time, which is okay, but this Bauer does have a nice option. I don't like the switch very much, but you can push it forward. I don't know if I can do this with one hand, and push it down and it'll stay on, okay? And you don't have to hold the switch on to run it, and then you can pop it off when you're done, okay? So just something that I think should be on the Bauer tool is someplace to store the wrench. And when we're comparing the 1/4 inch impact drivers, this is a brushless Ryobi. I bought this about a year ago, 9 months ago, and it's worked fine. It's worked great. Does have a clip. You can see the Bauer has a clip as well in this 1/4 inch impact. They both have lights that turn on when you just bump which is nice if you're working in kind of a dark area. Again, there's no magnet to hold your extra screws or maybe an extra bit. And also this has a bit slot. Neither of those are on this Bauer tool, okay? Also, this Ryobi brushless tool has an adjustable impact force switch back here, so you can kind of minimize your impact, moderate impact, or you want to really bury that screw in whatever you're driving into. That's kind of nice. The Bauer doesn't have that at all. And so I can't remember, I think this was around $70 for just the tool, and this was about that same price with a battery and a charger. So a little bit of a trade-off. Still very powerful. They're about the same weight, and with about the same 1.5 amp hour battery. Of course, that's the 3 amp hour battery. They're about the same weight. It does a good job, but I think it should have this and this. They've been putting these on for tools for a long time, and some have some adjustability. So the question is, would I buy that Bauer set again? I'm not returning it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to use them. I'm going to abuse them, but I'm not sure I would buy it again just because of those little things. If I could find a set at about that same price point that has those dumb little things on it that I'm talking about, that's just some things to think about if you're going to buy a set. This is a big investment. I mean, once you start buying tools and you start buying batteries, you feel kind of obligated to buy the same tools from the same manufacturer because your batteries fit. So just some things to think about. Hope this helped you guys. Okay, this is really what inspired me to do this video when I was putting these up. I'm using the Bauer impact driver, 1/4 inch impact driver, and I have 6 screws in my hand, and I'm trying to hold this piece up there, and I put 4 of these up. Right there, right there, right there, right there. and I'm trying to hold 6 screws and hold this piece up all with one hand, hold the screw in place, and drive a screw. And of course, I could have not been lazy to put my tool belt on, but I did break a bit when I put that one in, and then I had to climb down and go find another bit because it didn't have a place to hold a bit. And I could be more prepared, I guess, and wear my tool belt with bits and with screws. But I didn't. Sometimes you're just putting up 2 or 3 screws or 4 screws and seal, I don't know, whatever you're doing in your house, and you just want something to hold it. So that magnet I did miss, the bit holder I did miss, because I dropped probably 3 or 4 screws while I was trying to put this up, or they got crooked and they fell out as I'm trying to drive them in. And that happens sometimes, but had I had the magnet on there, I would have held all my other screws, and then I would have had hand more free to hold the screw in place that I was driving. So I know that probably is long-winded to say that I missed the magnet. Sounds dumb. I know that sounds dumb, but a magnet, I don't know. I've used it for so long on the other tools, I do miss that.